Hello everybody, Shock16 back once again for the Renegade Master. It's a video response time. That's right, this time I am video responsing to the Friday Foursome, Novabug's Friday Foursome. And this time it is your four most cherished games. That's right, they don't have to be the best games, your most favourite games, they don't have to be like stunning titles or like that. Basically your most cherished games, four most cherished games, basically like they mean the most to you, hold the most nostalgia and stuff like that to you. So yeah, and there is a stipulation, and that stipulation is you can only pick one game from one console. So basically you can't pick two games from the same console. So there you go. So yeah, before I get on to my four, I just want to do a couple, three honourable mentions. Yeah, because these games do mean a lot to me, but yeah, they kind of just fell out of my top four. So, start off, Sega Rally. Sega Rally is the reason why I got a Sega Saturn back in the day. I used to play Sega Rally in the arcade, so yeah, when it came out, this is what made me choose the Saturn over the PlayStation, basically. So yeah, Sega Rally, it's so ahead of its time. It's still to this day, I mean, God, all these years have passed and this is still to this day one of the best rally games ever made, and I don't give a shit about saying that. Honestly, people can argue to the blue in the face about it's not, but I don't think many people will, because I think most people will agree that this is one of the best rally games ever made, still to this day. So yeah, Sega Rally Championship just misses out on my top four. And this game, just because I went the Saturn route, as you know, I sold my Saturn and ended up funding it, like using the funds off it to get a PlayStation 1 back in the day. My cousin went the PlayStation route and he always used to tease me with this game every time I went around his ass. And yeah, I loved it. Again, we used to play it in the arcades, and in fact, the cousin that used to tease me about having it on the own console is the cousin that helped me first complete this, because we used to do turn by turn, round by round, and we eventually completed it for the first time in the arcades. But yeah, that game was Tekken on the PlayStation, the very first Tekken. Yeah, this game was brilliant, because like I had Virtua Fighter on the Sega Saturn, but when you compare Virtua Fighter to Tekken, there's no contest. Tekken, it was just ahead of its time. It was such a faster kind of gameplay, and I liked the moves better, the characters was better. Yeah, everything about this game looks and feels better than Virtua Fighter did, and this game, it always bugged me that I'd never had this game until I obviously got my PlayStation, and it was the first game I got with it. So yeah, just misses out on my top four. And the next one is Killer Instinct. That's right, this game is fantastic, but it's not one of my favourite like all-time games, so that's why it misses out on the top four. But then again, it's not about your favourite games, it is. But yeah, it holds a lot of memories. Basically, this is the only game I have bought on launch, and I don't mean like pre-order, like nowadays where you can pre-order off Amazon. I mean I actually went to the shop and got this on launch day. Yeah, like queuing outside the door, do you know what I mean? Very early in the morning, because this was a morning launch, believe it or not. A Saturday morning, I do believe. Saturday morning early launch. It wasn't a midnight release. And yeah, outside Virgin Megastore in Nottingham, before the store opened, queue of people waiting to get this game. Basically, I got this game on launch because it was basically more to do with my mate. He was like, he played this on the arcades, and he used to rave about it, that's the word, and say how fucking fantastic it was and stuff like that. And yeah, we was really hyped for, you know, the Ultra 64 that became the Nintendo 64, and this was meant to be a release title, like an arcade perfect release title, Killer Instinct on the Ultra 64, but obviously it never came to fruit, and we got the N64, and the only Killer Instinct port we got on that was Killer Instinct Gold, which was basically a port of Killer Instinct 2, but yeah, we never got that N64 version of Killer Instinct, but it came out on the SNES and we was like, oh shit boy, this is coming out on the Super Nintendo, so we rushed down to get it, and excellent fighter. It just, I don't know, it just did something new, you know, with this stupid amount, like, high combos you can do on it and stuff like that. Very good game, but yeah, the only game that I have ever actually gone out and bought on release, like queued up to get on release, so yeah. But yeah, it misses out, because these games are now my top 4. So, first game. And out of the 4, this is probably my most cherished game in it, actually. So I'll save it till last. No, we'll do it. We'll do it in continuity, like through. I forgot what you call it. That's certain order, chronological order. Is that the right way of how I would have probably played these games? So yeah, I've always talked about my favourite Christmas, one of my best Christmas ever. Basically, I have only ever got one console or one system for Christmas. Basically, my birthday falls in October, so consoles was normally a birthday thing for me, and then I'd get the games for Christmas. So yeah, but there was one Christmas present, the console I got for Christmas, and that was the Game Boy, the original Game Boy. And the game that came with it, apart from Tetris, was my mum and dad got me 2 games with it that Christmas, and one game was Double Dragon. That narrowly missed out on my top 4 as well, because Game Boy Double Dragon for me is the best version of it, yeah, but whatever. And the other game was this. Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins. My god, I have completed this game so many times. I could literally speedrun this game when I was a kid. I've done it now actually, but I think it took me 20 minutes. And you might be thinking, oh, 20 minutes, that's not bad. But believe me, that if you are an actual speedrun on this game, that's nothing. You can do this a lot quicker than that. But yeah, I used to be able to speedrun this game so fast. I've completed that so many times, uncountable times. But yeah, this just reminds me of that best Christmas. Honestly, for me, that is the best Christmas that I can think of. It was when I got my Game Boy, and I literally just, I don't think I put it down. It's a good job my mum and dad got me an AC adapter for that Game Boy, because I didn't put it down for like 3 or 4 days, literally just on it all the time. I can remember actually, we actually had a Boxing Day party at our house, and I don't think I really spoke and chatted to anybody. I didn't even take like part in any of the party festivities. Is that even the right word? Oh, I don't know. It's early in the morning. It's like 2 AM in the morning, and I'm doing a video response. I know, so forgive me for jumbling up my words, but it is late and I'm off to bed in a second, so yeah, I just thought I'd squeeze this in before I went. So yeah, this always reminds me of that Christmas, and yeah, when I started buying back my Game Boy collection again, this was the first game I had to get, because it's a brilliant game. Honestly, one of my favourite games ever, and it holds so many memories of me, and it holds the memory of that best Christmas, what I class as probably my best Christmas. So the next one, I got a Super Nintendo for, yeah, I kind of progressed to like the Super Nintendo, and this is a game that Retro Dave Nintendo put on his, and I agree with every word he said, and that is, of course, is Super Mario Kart. You think of the SNES, well, I think of the SNES, and this is the first game that comes to my mind, Super Mario Kart. To me, it's still the best and definitive edition of Super Mario Kart. I mean, I've played other editions. I played the N64 version. I own the Wii version. Do you know what I mean? But to me, this will always be the best and definitive version of Super Mario Kart. It just did everything right when it came to kart racing for me. It looked great, it played great, and it had that awesome battle mode that you could play with your friends. Me and my friends used to play Winner Stays On that. Do you know, 2-player battle mode. Winner Stays On, you could have hours and hours of fun with Super Mario Kart. And like Dave said, it's probably one of the most, I've probably racked up more hours on this game on the Super Nintendo than any other game on that console. So yeah, Super Mario Kart, excellent game. That is my second choice. Now my third choice is actually a game that I did own it later on for the Super Nintendo, and I never liked that version, and that is Mortal Kombat. The first Mortal Kombat on the Mega Drive. Mortal Kombat 2 actually holds a lot of memories for me as well, but that's on the Super Nintendo, and I can only pick one game per console, but yeah, this still has a lot of more memories for me. Mortal Kombat on the Mega Drive. I never owned a Mega Drive as a kid, so yeah, I had the Super Nintendo version, and after playing this version, I'm sorry, but the Super Nintendo version, just don't cut it. Super Nintendo version of the other games, Mortal Kombat 3 and Mortal Kombat 2, excellent in my opinion. But this game, for the home consoles, this was the best version of it on the Mega Drive for me. You may disagree, but for me, Mortal Kombat, if you're playing it on the home consoles, playing the Mega Drive version, absolute brilliance. Blood Code, AB, AC, ABB. If you didn't know it, Blood Code cheat, awesome. So you can do the proper death moves, and if you punch somebody, blood and snot goes flying, just the way it should be. Brilliant game. But yeah, why is it my most, under my most cherished games? Because basically my mate had his birthday, and we went to Toys R Us with his mum and dad. And we was looking around, and he didn't know what to buy. He was like, he had a Mega Drive. My mate did. Like, I was always around his ass because he had a Mega Drive and I had the Super Nintendo. So, do you know what I mean? He always used to try and get around my ass to play on the SNES, and I always used to try and get around his ass to play on the Mega Drive. Yeah, but and he was looking around, and I wanted this game basically, and I basically kind of not bullied him, but kind of egged him on to get this game. And he did. He got it for his birthday. He chose this from Toys R Us because of my influence. Bless him. But yeah, we got it back. Oh my god, we played this. I stopped over his ass that night, and I shit you not, I think we was up to about 5 in the morning. We put the TV on mute to continue playing it because, like, you know, we weren't very old when this came out, and we should have been sleeping. But yeah, about 5 in the morning we were still up playing this. My god, it's a brilliant experience, and it's obviously, I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan now, so yeah, it's just fantastic memories. It just reminds me of that time of my childhood, of, you know, when I used to hang out with that particular friend, and we used to do, like, we just used to hang out all the time, and this game, like, just takes me straight back there, and the fact that I made him get it, and it's still a great game, it was a brilliant choice. I think he will thank me for this. Do you know what I mean? If he ever looks back on his life and thinks of this game, I like to think that he would thank me for making him choose this game from Toys R Us. So yeah, brilliant. Yeah, and it always bugged me that I had the SNES version and he had that. This is one of the games that I wanted the Mega Drive for. Do you know, I was jealous of Mega Drive owners for having this game. The other one was Road Rash, in case you're wondering. So yeah, now we're getting on to later life, a later generation of consoles. Basically, many amazing games from then. You know, from the Super Nintendo days, Game Boy days, Mega Drive days, 16-bit era and all that. Many great games. PlayStation 1 had some amazing games on it as well, but there's one game that made me feel like I was a kid again with excitement, and that game is, I do believe it came out in 2004? Might be wrong actually, but it might be a bit earlier, but yeah. Boom. Grand Theft Auto Vice City on the PlayStation 2. This game made me feel like a little kid again. I can remember I was working, was it my first or second proper job after I left university, I think. And yeah, and I can remember playing, my girlfriend at the time, her younger brother had a PlayStation 2. I didn't have a PlayStation 2 at this time. And he had Grand Theft Auto 3 on it, and of course, going from that Grand Theft Auto to the one that he had on the PlayStation with the, you know, top-down view and stuff, it was just like a whole new experience. And yeah, that made me get a PlayStation 2 basically. I ordered it out of my mum's catalogue as well, so it cost me, yeah, probably double the price that a PlayStation 2 was going for, but it was near release, and yeah. And this game got announced, and it was just like, fuck me, this game is going to be brilliant. There was so much hype about it. It was sold out everywhere. Honestly, when this first came out on launch, if you didn't pre-order it at a store or something like that, you probably didn't get a copy of it until after Christmas or something like that. This game sold out everywhere locally, and I just could not get a copy of it. Even pre-orders, they stopped taking pre-orders of it because they just had no copies to give you, and it was mad. And I thought I'd shit out. I thought that was it. You've shit out, son. You're not getting to get this game. And yeah, that Christmas, my girlfriend at the time gave me a present, and I just thought, oh, I don't know what it's going to be. Do you know what I mean? I knew it was going to be a game because you could tell. And then when I opened it, it was this. And like I said, the excitement for this game, for playing this game and stuff like that, it made me feel like it did when you was a kid, when you used to get games as a kid for Christmas. And up to this point, I hadn't felt that kind of excitement and that kind of like giddyish kind of feeling since I was a kid in the 16-bit era. I hadn't felt it for absolutely years. And that's why this game will always be a cherished game to me. And it's still my favourite in the Grand Theft Auto franchise as well. I mean, I do like 5, and I did love San Andreas as well, but for me, this just nailed it. I love that 80s, the way it goes back to the 80s. I love the feel of the city, that like kind of Miami vibe. I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack's amazing. Doing a drive-by where you've got Billie Jean on the radio. Fuck me. This game is amazing, honestly. And yeah, it amazed me. It didn't put a foot wrong. From the moment I put this disc in to the moment I completed it, I love this game. Honestly. So yeah. There you go. Grand Theft Auto Vice City on the PlayStation 2. And that's it, guys. That's my 4 most cherished games with a few honourable mentions. So yeah, like I say, it is late. Sorry if I've been jumbling up my words again. I'm off to bed now. So yeah, Friday Foursome, your most cherished games. If you want to do your own response, do your own response. And send it to Chris Novabug, who I will link down below. I've been Shot16. Oh, fuck it. I'm off to bed. I'm not even going to do a proper sign off. Fuck it. I'm done. Bedtime. Night. Night. No, oh, fuck it. I'm going. Bye.